everyone.
Dan and Corey here, welcoming you in to Libservative.
The great fundamental issue now before our people.
There we go. Better?
We, the people, cannot turn back.
Yeah, welcome in to another rousing rendition of Libservative, intellectual idiots fostering political and cultural literacy. I am half in the bag, even more than John King, as we sit here on election night 2024. We have a special guest, Bill the Bodysnatcher on the ones and twos. Old Top / Ready Player J joins us tonight, and he, as always, is Corey Walsh.
And he's Dan Griffin.
And we don't have anything other than we're just sitting here getting hammered and talking election stuff right now. Kamala's way behind, so it must be over, right?
It's over.
That's it. Go to bed.
Good night, everybody. That's been our show. No surprises so far. Everything that's supposed to go blue has gone blue, and everything that is supposed to have gone red has gone red. As we sit here, about 8:11 Eastern Standard Time here in these great United States. I've got my America shirt on. I got my Buc-ee's hat on, an American institution. And
never been to Buc-ee's.
We went to 3 on our travels down here. You will be happy to know.
It's a little excessive.
Went to 3 of them.
Yeah, well, if you time it right, if you time it right, you can make, like, if you're traveling from Detroit to Florida, you can make like one stop, and then your second stop can be at the Kentucky Buc-ee's, and then there's a couple in Georgia that you can hit, and that's just what we did. Whatever, it was great. The food's awesome, man. The chicken sandwich is fucking fire. Love
How
the
much
chicken sandwich.
and beef jerky do you really need in your life?
More than what I have now.
Any amount will do. No amount is too much.
I've actually heard that there's a Buc-ee's in Florida with like 200 gas pumps.
That might be true, but it's
right outside the Orlando area, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They don't have cigars though. That's the shame of it all.
The fuck, Bucky?
Lots of booze. Lots of
not American. It's not American.
The beaver has failed us there. I don't know how many drinks you guys are in, but I've had about 6 bourbons, which is probably about 4 less than John King right now as he does the big map on CNN. What are our expectations for tonight, gentlemen? I'll go first by saying we won't know shit until, I'm going to say, at least Thursday evening. I think we're going to have a good idea of all of the states that we're supposed to know about. And I think we might know Georgia tonight. I think they might have gotten their shit together.
Yeah,
but some of
Georgia seems pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah, 36%
but some of the others
reporting in Georgia. Donald Trump leads with a 56% advantage, which
kind of adds to my other prediction, which shouldn't come as any surprise, because Donald Trump and his supporters have been setting this up for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. The longer this election takes, and the closer that it gets, the more he claims fraud. Because as we sit here right now, we're looking at CNN's got it at 90-27. So Donald Trump is probably, I don't know, 300 some odd miles away from me right now, thinking he's won this eleation already. So the longer this goes on,
Biden says that he still has a chance.
I have people on my news. I got people.
What is Biden's actual percentages of possibly winning? I'm curious.
I got people on my feed right now talking about, like, when there's the vote dump coming, and it's like, come on, bro.
People,
up, Chris?
This is 2020.
What up, Chris?
Chris Conklin's photo is Biden wearing the Trump hat.
Did you guys see South Carolina just got called for Trump?
Did it?
Here's my surprise face.
Exactly. Have you been to South Carolina?
I haven't, actually.
We're already in that spot now, though, where you can tell where all the setups are. So like I know you guys saw about the ballot boxes being blown up, and now you have the Capitol being boarded up and various other buildings in DC. And what was the other thing you were talking about pre-show, Corey, that's going on in preparation for
threats in Georgia?
Bomb threats in Georgia. And you sit there and you go, if you are an ardent Trump supporter, you're thinking that's coming from one side, and if you are an ardent Trump hater, you're thinking that's coming from another side. So it's like you can't tell. Nobody wins, and everybody's kind of stupid with regards to that stuff. Why
Well,
the
we
fuck
got
did Corey just
another
leave?
projection is coming in right now, and it goes North Carolina governor race is being called for Democrat Josh Stein.
Oh, and also the Florida Senate seat, Rick Scott held on. That was actually projected to be a little bit of a close one. Marsha Blackburn wins her Senate seat in Tennessee.
I thought Florida would be a lot closer than it was. They actually called it for Trump very early. So kind of curious about that one.
I thought that Senate seat was going to be difficult because Rick Scott is not exactly a popular.
He's the
in
former
the state
governor,
of Florida
right?
at the moment. I think so. Did Corey just text us and tell us he's taking a shit? Is that what I saw, Phil?
I believe he did.
Is that what?
Well, slow nod.
That's why he jumped out of here, because he had to take a shit. I'm the one drinking the Florida water.
You know, I don't know why he jumped out of here. I think he might have realized it. It might have been one of those ones like, oh, well, I'm out here, you know.
I thought he was going to go vote again. That's what I thought.
That's what he's actually
The
doing.
election's getting to him, bro.
He had a peekaboo poop. Corey and I both did the same thing, because you know how you get those text messages about how you need to go vote. Well, Corey and I both responded. What I said was I was so happy to vote for Kamala early that I'm going to go vote for her again on election day.
I put it 3 times today. It was great.
I actually got a response. Don't do that. It's fraud.
I actually got in an argument with one in the last cycle about how Bernie cucked out of the Democrats. So
Kansas is being won by, I mean, it's only 6%, but 54%.
Kansas by Kamala so far?
54% for Kamala in Kansas.
What?
That's kind of weird.
Right now on MSNBC, they're talking about Michigan. They're actually focusing on the Grand Rapids, Traverse City area. They just talked about Oakland County as well.
Michigan just started reporting.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
In the polls, not all the polls closed for another hour.
Oh,
Harris has it at a
Pennsylvania.
65.4 to Trump's 32.9.
Pennsylvania started reporting.
Did you guys see this? Did you guys see this poll out of Iowa from a few days ago?
Yeah, was it Seltzer on Saturday night?
Yeah, it was. Kamala was actually up, and I know what people are saying. It's just one poll, but it's been a historically pretty accurate poll. I don't project that that Kamala will actually win Iowa, but it's going to be interesting if it's close.
Well, Seltzer, I believe they said, was wrong one time in 2004.
Right.
So she has a remarkable record.
She does do a great job, but she also runs with like a large margin of error. So like this particular Iowa poll is like a 6% margin of error, which is pretty huge.
Isn't it like she herself that actually calls people? That's what I've read, right?
Yeah, and she's done pretty well. Like, so if it's accurate, it's looking like Iowa might be closer than we think. But I still firmly expect Trump would win, and even if he doesn't, as long as he carries Georgia and North Carolina and then wins one of the I'm not allowed to say this anymore, but I'm going to say it anyway. What are the Rust Belt states?
North Carolina right now.
Well, you can't call them Bible Belt states anymore, right? You got to call them Rust Belts.
You should get him to 270. Yeah, Corey just he just commented from Facebook. He actually is in the bathroom taking a shit as we speak.
How does the state call?
You know, of all the podcasts I could have joined tonight, and I joined this one. One star.
How do they call an election in a state? 0% reporting, but they're already saying it's a Kamala Harris victory. How does
it's all based on exit polling and projections, especially if it's like a heavily red state or a heavily blue state.
For what state, Bill? What state's got 0-something%?
Maryland.
Oh, well, yeah, but you can pretty much guarantee Maryland's going to go blue, though.
Yeah, that's blue. That's how they do it. They generally do it on exit polling.
I tell you right now, on this map that Kornacki's doing of North Carolina, man, there's a lot of blue. It's about right now. It's only like maybe under 1,000 votes separate, but she's carrying it at a higher margin than Biden was in 2020 so far. So.
Yeah, and North Carolina was never a guarantee. It was one of the North Carolina and Georgia were the he needed to flip Georgia. Trump needed to flip Georgia, and he needed to hold North Carolina. North Carolina is one of those states. I feel like every election, though, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like it's always heavily blue early. And then there's always a Republican comeback. Kind of like Virginia's kind of the same way, the other way.
Well,
it's
so
always
far I'm seeing right now Trump is at 47.5 in 2020, and so far he's at 47.2, and 76% of the vote is in currently. So
okay, this is North Carolina?
Yep. And now he just changed to Georgia, where Trump is leading 55-44. And only 48% in, and there's still some major counties around Atlanta that have not checked in yet. So,
yeah, that's gonna be one of those late come from behinds for Kamala.
If I had to take a whack at it right now, I would say North Carolina goes Harris, though.
That's interesting. If it does, Trump's in trouble.
Which is what they said going into the night. That's a big one because she can win. Correct me if I'm wrong. She can win with North Carolina, but not with Pennsylvania, correct?
I don't know if that's right.
I believe it just comes down to the blue wall and either Pennsylvania or North Carolina. Pennsylvania is the bigger prize, but North Carolina still has some weight.
Well, but you have to. You also have to factor in. You also have to factor in the fact Corey's back. You also have to factor in the idea that like North Carolina, while it's been close in recent cycles, it has gone Trump. And if he loses that state, like the optics of that, just early on, like oh shit, he lost North Carolina. Yeah. What the hell is that going to look like in states like Michigan and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin?
That kind of sets the tone. Yeah,
it really does. It really does. It does. The Corey's back. Corey, did you wipe enough? Did you wipe well enough?
I have a bidet, bro.
And now that you're back, though.
You have a bidet? A bidet?
Yeah, I got a bidet.
I got a bidet during COVID.
What does Chris want to know?
Charles State RFK will get if he wins. I think RFK is gonna be something with like health. What would that be?
They're talking about the fluoride in the water thing.
Yeah, he's gonna take fluoride out of the water apparently.
Well, there goes our great teeth. We're gonna look like the Brits now.
That's what his brain works.
He's gonna be the Minister of Health.
Son of a bitch.
And then Tulsi, Defense Secretary. I would hope.
Yeah, that'd be a good one for her, I think.
Tulsi Gabbard?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about her involved in the Trump administration.
She switched to the Republican Party.
Jesus Christ, this Maker's Mark is delicious.
She's a cock to anyone that's gonna win. So she's a female RFK.
You can't really say that though. She's had a short career.
Listen,
I mean, it's been like a decade now almost.
Yeah, she's been in politics for about a decade.
Listen,
it's almost like catch-22. You got to.
I have no faith. I have no faith that any of this stuff is actually going to come true should Trump get elected, but it is interesting that it's being discussed at minimum.
Did you hear about Ron Paul?
I haven't heard that name in like 10 years.
He's being courted by the Trump campaign as well, right?
Yeah.
Is he really? What is he doing professionally nowadays?
Telling the government to fuck off.
And helping run antiwar.com with Scott Horton.
Sounds really legitimate. It's good.
I think I'm a big fan of Ron Paul personally.
He was what, a congressman from Texas?
I can't remember where he's from, but yeah.
So
I should know that, but I don't.
He's from Texas. So what happened was Elon invited him to join the Trump administration, and Ron Paul said that he was open to the idea.
Okay. I know he had a lot of traction back in 2012, 2016, but since then I've
He had
not heard the
traction
name in a
for a
long
long
time.
time. He's been
2012.
a genuine
The
beacon
hope
of
from
freedom.
like Mises Caucus libertarians is that he's going to be the head. Is that he's going to become the head of the Federal Reserve and essentially abolish it, which would be
Yes.
fantastic
Holy
if you're a
shit.
libertarian.
That's his biggest goal. That's
Right
been
now.
his, like biggest thing.
What do you
Guys,
got,
right
Corey?
now, I'm on the Google Maps. I got on the Google thing, and I zoomed in on Michigan. I'm gonna share this screen.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And you're on Fox, right?
Early reporting. Everybody calm down.
Early reporting, 4% in, but look at Wayne County.
Of
You're not sharing the screen, Corey.
Whoa.
Are we talking
There
the
it is.
Arab vote?
Whoa, that's big.
That's interesting. I can't read the numbers because the screen's so small, but I can see that it's red.
It doesn't show the
That's
numbers.
Crazy.
Well, yeah, but look at that though. 4%.
4% in, but
It's Wayne County,
Wayne
though,
is red.
dude.
But it's Wayne County. Macomb's
Yeah,
red. That's
but,
typical.
there's-
Oakland. That's typical. This is what Livingston right here.
Is that like the
That's
hood of
Washtenaw.
Yeah, it's Washtenaw.
Don't
So
worry.
Wa-
It
Wa-
always goes blue.
Washtenaw is definitely going to go blue. It's a University of Michigan College County. That's going to go blue.
When you guys
But-
were talking about it last week about the Arab vote versus the black vote in Wayne County, I just think that's such a differential. Like the Arab vote is peanuts compared to the black vote in Wayne County.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah,
Well-
what are the demographics of Wayne County?
You also have to consider when it comes to Wayne County, which makes me wonder what precincts are in as we speak. You have to consider the downriver vote. That's very white, very pro-Trump.
True.
But it's all. I mean, there's also. I mean, the black demographic downriver is pretty heavy as well. It is interesting. I know it's only 4%, but it's interesting that we're sitting here right now, and it's showing us red. I don't think I would have ever expected that. But how much of Detroit has been
Right.
counted? That's the big question.
Then you got Grand Rapids and Lansing though as well, and Traverse City. So all very, very blue. But Wayne County
5% is
going to
Arabic.
carry.
Bell, can you find when, if ever, is the last time Wayne County went red in a presidential election? I'm assuming it has
Find
at
that.
some point historically, but I mean, was it maybe Reagan?
Not that it matters right now, but Rhode Island just called an incumbent in the Senate, Sheldon Whitehouse, just got predicted to win.
The Arab population in
And,
Wayne County is only 100.
Elizabeth Warren is going to win in Massachusetts again as well.
Here's my surprise face.
Yeah, I know. Oh, and Chris Murphy, who looks like a serial killer. Connecticut. He's also
I like
gonna win.
that. I like that our banner is covering Jay's face.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. This is my first time ever on the podcast. And my last time.
1 star.
I'll remove this for
One
now.
star,
until
one
something
star,
else
one,
comes up.
one star conservative. Would not recommend.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
That is my beautiful wife. She's here as well, and my dog, who is crying. And even though she's done all her business,
I just hope that all the candidates have fun.
The
I
dog
just
knows.
hope that everyone's having a good time.
You know, there's a fee for having extra people in the room.
oh fuck! All right, let me send over my tokens.
What is it? Your Elon bucks? What is Elon's
His
thing?
ruples.
Yeah, I got my rubles, my Russian rubles.
All of his money is tied up in Trump NFTs.
PJT stock going on right now. Oh, here we go. Florida Amendment 3, legalize marijuana. So far is a no at 45.
Oh wow!
5. Yeah, so far. I believe it's projected to win, or I'm sorry, projected to lose, though, with a no of 3.1 million votes versus a yes of 3.8 million.
Can I let you guys in? Can I let you guys in on a secret?
Florida hates weed.
I'm right here. I'm on the west coast of Florida right now, and there's a lot of fucking old people here.
Another one right now, Amendment 4 in Florida, right to an abortion. So far, it's at 57% for yes and 43% no at 5.6 million votes versus 4.2.
That's surprising.
Well,
Hell yeah. That trends with what we've been saying on the show since Roe v. Wade has been
Forever.
overturned. Every
States
single
are free.
state that's been putting it on the ballot are just saying, well, yeah, obviously, we think that women should have the right to access this. It's
When you
such
have-
a losing issue for Republicans.
When you
Even-
have a ballot initiative in Kansas that passes, in
That one-
Kansas,
That one shocked me. Was it last year that happened?
or 2022, the last
No,
election cycle.
Yeah, I remember it was Kansas. I think even Kentucky. Did they pass one
Yeah,
or no?
Kentucky did
Yeah.
too, and they did it with like a double negative question to like trip you up.
And
It was
and
very- Yeah, passed there.
Kentucky also elected a Democratic governor
Yep.
in 2022.
Andy Bashir, correct?
Andy Bashir, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, John King's showing Michigan right now. He doesn't have Wayne County reporting yet,
Huh.
Fake news. Fake
At all.
news.
right?
That drunk bastard.
John King, but he does have Grand Rapids going to Trump at the moment.
Oh, that's not going to hold.
Yeah, there's a lot of Trump supporters out there.
I don't know, man. Grand Rapids is very liberal.
Yeah, the city itself.
Yeah, the
maybe
city
not, but
is.
the county
The city
around
is,
it.
for
We're
sure.
talking. I think that might be White Cloud. That's like a lot of rural.
Is that Grand Rapids?
No, I think that's probably
Is that a
that's more
different county?
west.
Arkansas just called for Trump.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was never going to happen.
I'm sure the cousin uncles are watching with their sister mothers.
CNN's got Harris up 71-27 in Pennsylvania with 8% reporting.
Holy shit! But that's only
But-
like the major cities, correct?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking early precincts are probably Philadelphia and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's got to be the big ones. Harrisburg, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh.
Harrisburg.
If fucking Harrisburg doesn't go for Harris, I'll be very upset.
North Carolina.
That's all I've been this for.
CNN's got North Carolina in a deadlock.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, okay. Old news now, but MSNBC is talking Arkansas right now for Trump.
Hmm.
So, and they're saying Arkansas projected winner Donald Trump, 6 electoral votes.
So, Jay, since you're watching MSNBC, are you physically watching Rachel Maddow's hair fall out as you watch her every time she comes on screen?
It's not falling out; it is getting more gray.
Eyelashes.
She's looking more and more trans the more they put her on camera.
Jesus Christ.
No, she actually looks really concerned.
I mean, she should. She should.
She looks more and more. She has not smiled in about 45 minutes.
Oh shit.
Gee,
They look pretty relaxed on Fox.
Yeah, I'm sure they're passing whiskey around.
They're just like, we gotta stay diligent. We gotta make sure they're not dumping
Well, they're gonna win no matter
bamboo
what.
ballots.
how do you guys feel about the quote unquote flip flopping rhetoric that's been going around the last week of this election with regards to Kamala Harris?
As in whether she's going to win or not?
As in she's often called a she's often been referred to in these last couple of weeks as a quote unquote flip flopper.
As in where she stands on her
Howdy,
like,
Andy.
As in where she has moved since 2022 today and even before 2022 today. Because the way I view it is I feel like that's a correct assessment, right? Because I've often felt in the past that flip-flopping there's a difference between flip-flopping and change and moving your principles as new facts come in. I don't feel like that's what she's ever done. Now, granted, I don't think that's what Donald Trump's ever done either. Don't get me wrong. I feel like a principled change in opinion is very, very different than flip-flopping your rhetoric to match the electorate. That's what I feel she's done.
I don't know. She's changed her position on some things since 2020, but not really a whole hell of a lot. She's, catered to the Pennsylvania crowd with the fracking thing. But, I mean, if you were to ask 100 people on the street what the hell fracking even is outside of Pennsylvania, they probably don't even know.
Well, let's go a little bit deeper than that. Let's go to Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
Let's go to the fact that she is responsible for the incarceration of innumerable black men, kept them in prison for an innumerable amount of time.
Past their
And then in the state of California.
As in the state of California, all of a sudden, the Black Lives Matter movement comes along, and now she hates cops, even though she was a cop. And then now she's even gone back on it again because she knew it was a losing issue.
Which one came first? She was a attorney general before she was the vice president or a presidential candidate.
Or a senator.
Senator. Yeah, she
Or
was
a senator.
AG, senator, VP.
Senator first. I'm sorry, senator, then AG.
No.
Then going back to prosecutor. Back when? Going backwards.
AG, senator, VP. I think that's how it went.
I'm saying going backwards, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Going backwards. But yeah, so when she was AG, she.
So we're talking like 2010-ish right now?
Yeah.
In that range, yeah.
And then since then, she's been like, while she was in the Senate, she was kind of like a Biden, just voting with the party, just staying within the safe zone.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing anything too crazy.
I don't necessarily think she's flip-flopped too terribly much. I think as her political sphere of influence got bigger and bigger and bigger, going from the counties around LA, or at least I assume that's where she was. I don't know shit about her back when. But as her influence got bigger and bigger and bigger to the national scale in 2019, 2020, I would think she was trying to appease more people. But I don't really think she's flip-flopped necessarily. I would say she's evolved more than anything.
There's a
that's a different that's a fair way to put it.
I mean, fair enough, but the way I think it is seen from people who were going to the polls today or in the last couple of weeks, that we're going in voting for Trump not because they love Donald Trump, but because they're voting against Kamala Harris. It's what they see is a hollowness. She is an empty vessel of a candidate. And I think that is what so many Trump voters that aren't necessarily Trump fans see. Now, his sycophants are a completely different brand or category of human. Because we all know them.
Flopped a million times too.
we all know them. But I think there's, and I think it's fair. I think there's this idea that at least with Trump, what you see is exactly what you get. You know exactly who he is, what he is, and you know that. I was listening to a podcast done by Eli Lake on my trip down to Florida, and it was an absolutely brilliant episode. I recommend everybody go check it out. It was Barry Weiss's crew at Honestly, and Eli Lake did this entire podcast episode about being a liar versus being a bullshitter. And Trump was categorized more as a bullshitter than a liar. It's not that he doesn't lie. He absolutely lies, but his lies are more
bullshit right away.
He says whatever he needs to say to appease the crowd in front of him at that given time.
So the way that he put it, and I thought this was brilliant, is to where if you're a liar has a respect for the truth. Like a lie only lasts so long because it realizes it's a lie and that there's a truth on the other side of that. A bullshitter or a piece of bullshit has no respect for the truth at all. The truth doesn't fucking matter to bullshit.
Does
that make sense? Yeah, and like that's
as long as you want while you're bullshitting somebody.
And Americans hate liars, but they tolerate bullshitters.
I'll agree with that.
That's who some of the best politicians are. I mean, Ronald Reagan was a fucking bullshitter, but not necessarily a liar.
True. True.
And I think that is what Trump brings to the table. And that's why I've even seen a lot of libertarians saying they're going to go out and vote for Trump. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because I have principles. But but I don't get upset with libertarians that say they're going to vote for Trump. I get it. There's a big fuck you contingent to that voter base right now.
If you don't like bullshit,
like a bullshitter. Like bullshitters. Like a bullshitter, you know they're bullshitting, so you just kind of roll your eyes. Like we all had especially when we were younger. I'm sure everyone had that friend who was like, "Yeah, I went to Disneyland over the weekend." And it's like, no, you didn't. You were playing.
Yeah, and that's
Halo. I saw your name on the fucking Xbox Live friend screen.
and
it's like that type of thing. But you don't even call him out on it because it's like we all know he's lying.
And that's Trump, right? His lies are all like Trump's lies are all like, I had the biggest crowd, I have the biggest penis. Like it's all stuff.
Look at these hands.
You can't fact check any of it.
These are things we just talked about at work the other day with a conspiracy theorist, where it's like, if you are a true conspiracy theorist, you live in the bullshit. You'll never believe it long enough to hear the truth because you don't want to hear the truth. But you live in the bullshit because there is no truth and there is no false.
Some serious cognitive dissonance.
Well, and you also want a simple explanation for a complicated issue. We were I don't remember if we talked about this on the show, Corey. If we talked about it pre-show a couple weeks ago, how I watched that flat earther documentary where they followed around a few flat earthers, and I'm looking at these people and I'm going, they're such nice people. They're so normal. But the reason they're so nice,
they're really nice,
right? The reason they're so nice is because they're used to being looked at like you're a fucking moron. Like at some point, you just have to, if you really believe the Earth is flat, eventually at some point, you have to just like not be offended when people call you dumb. And so you just live with it.
They walk around thinking they're slick because they tied their shoes before they put them on and struggle with them for 20 minutes, thinking they found a way to skip a step, kind of smugness. They walk around like they know more than you and try to make you feel like the idiot.
Well, you know why that is, Corey, right? Because they got Velcro shoes.
They pour the milk before they pour the cereal.
It tastes better milk first.
I'm gonna grab a drink right quick.
Attaboy.
Go for it. I'm gonna open all my sweaty long drinks. It is so humid.
I know why. Here it's muggy here too, bud. Up in the mitten.
Now I don't know. Now I know why I don't live here.
I don't live there because of the Gators. Oh, it tightened up a little bit. It's 71 to 101.
Yeah.
According to Google.
CNN called a few more states, but I wasn't paying nearly close enough attention to that.
It was Illinois.
Yeah.
And every other state's happy in the chat now, so we'll see though. He's about.
And your guys is. Why do I say your guys is? Because I'm sitting here in Florida, but our polls in Michigan, all of them close in the next 17 minutes, so that should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. They're counting Oakland. According to the AP, most of the counts have come from Oakland County so
far.
Anyways.
So here's the thing.
But Trump's winning Macomb County right now.
That's no surprise. He's going to win Macomb County. He always wins Macomb County.
Well,
he did it in
that always goes red.
It switched in 2020.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, Bell, if you can look that up. I think it went blue.
By the way, Bell, did you find what did I ask you? When's the last time a Republican won Wayne County? Did you find that?
I couldn't find it. I was looking for it.
Oh no shit. I gotta assume Wayne County went for Reagan because the Reagan Democrats, but I could be wrong.
Maybe I don't know about Reagan, but it probably goes back to the 50s or 60s.
I don't know.
Hello?
Maybe a Republican. Maybe a Republican never did win Wayne County then.
So I'm just going to go on the limb right now. They keep showing Pennsylvania, and Harris she's doing very well there.
Well, again, what precincts are counted?
Well, a lot of the big ones are coming in quick.
Philly,
There's actually a
Pittsburgh.
lot of rural that's not, which I realize Trump will pick up a lot of gains in the rural. But there's one big county, it looks like just southeast of Philadelphia, that has not come in yet, which I can only assume is going to go blue.
Yeah, so it looks like around Philadelphia, those counties are blue. Around Pittsburgh is blue. Erie has 2 blue counties.
He's doing very well in Pennsylvania so far. Surprised we haven't heard anything from North Carolina yet.
It's tight. That's why.
Yeah,
it's real tight.
Yep.
There's
I
like
don't
about
know.
825,000 votes in, and Harris is winning by 70%.
Yeah. I mean, if she takes North Carolina and Pennsylvania,
It's
gonna
over.
It's going to be an uphill battle for Trump all
It's-
night long.
It's over at that point, I think.
Well,
Because that means
North Carolina's red on AP.
he still has a path, but it's a much harder path.
It's 21% reporting.
In North Carolina?
Yeah, but it's
and,
tight. It's
Donald's
tight.
up by 64,000 votes. Yeah.
Well, that's different. That's different because just like 10 minutes ago when I looked
Yeah.
at it, Kamala was up by about 1 point. So
Huh.
And 7% now. Trump is actually tightening this up. It was like a 40 or 50,000 vote difference a little bit ago, and now it's down to 40.
The next
38.
poll closed in just over 14 minutes.
they had to
Yep.
have stolen it. I was up so big. I was up so big early in the night. I was up 105 to 30. It was up so big that they stole it. It's the only way they could win.
Stop the count. Stop the count.
Just stop it.
For the love of God, stop counting, please.
Jeez, Alaska shit doesn't come in until 1 a.m. Hawaii.
I
is
actually
12 a.m.
Has
I was actually talking to my wife this evening about Alaska. Did you know that they actually? I watched this big long YouTube thing on them. They actually have voted red in damn near every election, I think, since the 50s when they came into a state. However, they vote incredibly progressive, and they even get a stipend from the Alaskan government for $1,700 a year.
Well, think about it. The
That
Alaska
sounds
vote.
that's awfully socialist to me, though.
Yeah, well, they do that because they're on their own essentially.
They get the oil money up there, yeah.
Yeah, they're on their own. Like it costs to get anything that we buy here, like in Michigan on the mainland.
They
It
have
goes
to
to
import
Hawaii
it
too.
there.
They have to
Yeah.
pay it so much more, and it's because of like stupid government rules, like the Jones Act and stuff like that. But because of that, they don't want the fucking government messing with their shit. Like they're like, leave us the
They're
fuck alone.
actually
We'll take care of
they're actually
ourselves.
they're super left on some things. They do support abortion. They've had recreational marijuana for over 13 years or 12 years now, I think it was. So
Yeah.
it's like they actually
honestly,
vote left on a lot of
I-
things. They always vote
I have
right
felt
in the election.
I have felt for a long time that like weirdly Alaska has like a better pulse on the country than anybody else does. Because
They're
if you
kinda
look at
outside looking in.
well, and even if you just look at like take your emotions out of it, take the Hitler talk out of it, and actually look at Donald Trump for just a second. The amount of things that he's further left than the Democrats on is not zero. There's quite a few things that he's further left than the Democrats on, or at least further left than like traditional mainstream Democrats. Abortion, I think, is a great issue, right? Because you've been told for the last month and a half through ads that he's gonna impose a national abortion ban. That just isn't fucking true. That's never been true. He's pro IVF. He's basically where the nation is on regular abortion law, which is that like there should be some restrictions, right? Like you shouldn't be able to like have an abortion the day before you give birth. That kind of bullshit that people like to talk about. But he is not
the
an
father of
anti-abortion.
Well, yeah, he's gonna government fund it.
Yeah, and
He's
I mean
daddy-
not to
How do you
Not
know
to
what
mention-
he said? He says different things every day.
well, that's because he's a bullshitter.
Which is why
He's a
he's so-
bullshitter. He's a bullshitter, and he's a bullshitter, and he says the thing that's convenient for him that day. That's just
Yeah,
who he
like,
is.
he's
actually
And
have
it's
a,
not
have a
just,
question to pose to
and
you
it's not-
guys.
Oh, yeah, we'll let you 1 second. I was just gonna say this,
Sure.
and he's not And it's not just like people like us saying it. Like the Christians believe that shit too. 41 million Christians said they're sitting out this election.
Yeah, because they
feel
don't
that
trust
there's
Trump
no
on
one that they
abortion.
trust with abortion.
Really?
Like,
I
it's
didn't
wild.
know that.
Yeah, it was an article. I'll find it for you real quick. It is
ChristianNews.gov.
Yeah, it was like a Christian website. Yeah.
So I obviously
Relevant
I obviously
magazine.
left, but I was curious. What do you guys think of Project 2025? I think it's fucking way too. I think it's way too bananas to even put into some kind of realistic nature. I think it's a bunch of ammunition for the Democrats to go against Trump. I don't think there's a single bit of truth in there.
I'll take this one first, Corey, because Project 2025 is one of those things that we've seen in ads, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is a heritage project baby that's actually been around in not in its current form per se, but it's been around mostly for like the last 20 years. For the most part, it's really just, I haven't read the whole thing because it's super long, but I've read about 70-ish% of it. It is mostly just run-of-the-mill conservative policy that like you would just
crazy things.
Yeah, there's some wacky shit in there for sure, but most of the wacky shit that's in there is so unbelievably unconstitutional that
that's what I'm living with it. Like,
yeah,
it's too fucking crazy to ever be put into any kind of policy.
Yeah, it's not anything to. I don't think it's anything to worry about.
It was just an idea thrown out, and like for an example on the left of what that would be the Green New Deal.
Mm-hmm. Which is honestly like on paper it sounds great, but there's no way it's ever going to go through.
Right, like let's tax our food sources more for their cows. Like there's outlandish stuff in it, and it was just an idea thrown out there. And then
the
now
Green
the
New Deal
Republicans,
is what, like 7 or 8 years old now, I think.
Yeah. Like I don't think any of it's even come to fruition, but like the look at how the Republicans used that as like a scare tactic.
Because actually,
I think Project 2025 is kind of the same thing.
At the time the Green New Deal went through, I was in commercial HVAC, and I remember there was a lot of talk of how they were going to, oh God, what was it? At the time, it was like they were going to regulate the tonnage of certain air conditioning units, which would cost businesses umpteen thousands or millions of dollars, whatever the hell it is. And it was just impossible. It's like, yeah, it's great on paper. Of course, we want businesses to be more efficient.
It's like communism.
But yeah,
on paper.
When you put it into like real like life, it's just impossible. It's impossible. You're not going to get 10,000 businesses across the country to replace their HVAC systems. Just because Washington says it's like 2% more efficient, it's going to cost them so much ungodly amounts of money. So,
and that's another one of those weird things. That's another one of those weird things where like, there's a faction of the country that doesn't like to hear this, but that's one of those things where the free market ends up working it out. It ends up working out itself. Like we don't necessarily have a free market in the United States. We have a freer market than most. I would definitely say that that's true, but making things like an HVAC system take up less energy and become more efficient behooves a free market. Just automatically it does, because the consumer that's using the energy pays less money because his unit is more efficient. Like you don't have to mandate this shit.
Well, I will say this because I work in HVACs to this day, just on a different level, that the EPA does push better refrigerants as far as what's better for the environment, things like that.
The Freon and stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to get into details on all the name codes and all that, but I've been doing HVAC work for over 10 years now, and just in my time in the business, they've gone, I think, through 3 or 4 different iterations of Freon just for basic apartment or condo use. So they do mandate that, but as far as the power usage and things like that to make them more efficient, not necessarily.
But
Boy,
but
that job
with that,
must suck.
but with that, Jay, the units are becoming more efficient because it just makes good financial sense for them to be more efficient. And so, you know, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of
high efficiency furnaces and things like that, which actually exhaust a far cleaner product than your old school furnace from, say, the 70s, 80s, or 90s. New high efficiency furnaces are far better, but like I say, when you mandate them on a scale such as the Green New Deal, it's just physically impossible. I mean, there's no way in God's green earth, you know, millions of people around the country are going to upgrade their system just because some asshole in Washington says to. So.
And that's the thing. It's being pushed. It's pushed too early. It's like eventually, when the technology gets better, becomes more readily available, that automatically makes it cheaper.
Sure.
You're like, these things are going to happen. It's very similar to electric vehicles. You can't just mandate that by a certain year, all vehicles have to be electric. It's first of all, it's impossible, and second of all, it's not any greener. As we know, it's not any greener to have.
You're just offshoring.
GM's walking back there by 2035. They want to have all the vehicles be EVs. I've heard they're even starting to walk that back a little bit now.
Well, look what Hyundai just did. Hyundai just made a hydrogen-powered car.
That's kind of coming up. Yeah, that's kind of coming up big right now.
That's probably where the technology is going to go. It's just like batteries. Like you're just so you're not pumping oil out of the ground. You're just sending kids in third world countries with frying pans to dig up lithium. You know what I mean? To dig up the minerals. Like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, essentially.
4 minutes.
Well, I mean, from what I've noticed, at least working in the home maintenance field, if you will, things just get organically more efficient. Like, I talked to this guy at GE about 5 years ago, and he was probably in his like late 40s or 50s, and he was like, you would not believe how much less water a dishwasher uses now than it used to 25 years ago.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's like a shot glass of water. Like, it's insane. Like, compared to years ago where it used to suck in water, blow the hell out of the dishes. Nowadays, it barely
it's
fills
like capturing it and recycling it. And
exactly.
Yeah, no, that's like
efficient.
free market, right? Because that's a selling point. Once everyone makes a dishwasher, how are you going to make it better? You're going to make it save you money.
If the government,
it's going to clean your stuff better.
If the government right now was like, every dishwasher needs to use 2 thimbles of water, it's never going to happen. Maybe in 20 plus years it might, but you know.
I was going to ask Belle to look something up, and then I realized I've had way too much bourbon, and I fucking forgot my train of thought.
I will tell you this. Right now, the Arizona polls close in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Michigan, Arizona, and Wisconsin close in just over 2.5 minutes.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Wayne County is still red.
Is it really?
Yeah, with 8% reporting now.
But how much of it is Detroit? Because Detroit's slow. Right. It was slow last time.
Detroit is usually slow. I believe everything I've read about this election, Michigan
Grand Rapids is blue.
Expecting to get a full count of Michigan until late tomorrow morning. So
well, that's just me. That just means it's being stolen. They're bringing in ballots.
Fucking bamboo ballots. They're bringing them back.
They found some ballots in the Detroit River on a boat.
they're harvesting ballots. They're blowing up boxes. Oh wait, that was our side.
Yeah, maybe. I told you. I don't know.
What's Chase Oliver's total right now? I'm just curious.
Oh, in Michigan,
they counted 1,000 votes in Wayne County yet, according to.
Oh, okay. So it's
Chase
nothing.
Oliver has 150,000 votes right now.
Nationwide.
Nationwide.
Chase Oliver's a libertarian candidate.
I wouldn't even know.
Jill Stein has 158,000.
So, wait.
RFK has 84,000.
Oh,
Jill Stein has more than RFK.
Well, RFK dropped out. He's on the Trump team.
Yeah,
He's been telling everyone to
Yeah,
vote for.
but he's still on the ballot in a lot of places, though.
That's 85,000 people that are like, no, RFK, I'm not going to help you. I'm going to help you by voting for you.
You realize that's by design, right?
Oh, yeah. They were
Like, I
suing to
want
keep him on the
fluoride
ballot.
in my water, thank you.
Yeah, the Democrats are suing to keep him on the ballot in some states and keep him off of the ballot in others.
Depending on if it helps them or not.
I like
isn't
my
that
kids
crazy?
to have polio and no fluoride. Thank you.
You guys do understand the fuck you vote, right? I think Corey does. I think Bell does. I don't know if Jay
Mine
does.
was a fuck you vote today.
As in a fuck you vote as far as the Arab or what? Like what kind of vote are you talking?
Yeah, all of them.
Just as far as like voting for Trump to say fuck you to the establishment.
Oh, you're
I
talking about those
actually-
votes. Yeah.
I actually heard the fuck you vote to say fuck you to Harris as opposed to voting for Trump to fuck Harris in the vote. So
right. Yeah. Like it's just a fuck you to
Right.
Harris voting for
Number
Trump.
projection
Yeah,
coming in right now. Here we go. 9 o'clock. Polls closed. Michigan, too early to call. Kamala has a 54.8 to his 43.2. Wisconsin, too early to call. No numbers.
Texas
And
went to Trump.
Arizona, too early to call as well. But right now, Harris has a lead in Michigan. Texas
It's gonna be
goes
tight, man.
to Donald Trump.
Yep. So does South Dakota and Wyoming.
Yes, sir.
all makes
Again,
sense.
no surprises so far. Nothing crazy yet.
No, the battleground has not been called yet. So.
I'm telling you, man. I'm hoping it comes in as we're live here. I don't know if you guys got anywhere to be. We're already almost an hour in, but I'm hoping it comes in as we're live here. I think North Carolina is going to tell us a lot.
North Carolina will, yeah.
If
He's
personally feel, I
Trump just pull away.
AP
she
just
will
called
win.
the Dakotas
Yeah, but
and Nebraska. all
North
Trump.
Carolina, I have no idea.
North Carolina now 36% in. Donald Trump 1.12 million. Harris 1.02 million.
Oh,
All
wow.
right.
100,000 vote difference.
yeah,
there.
it's
They call it
honestly how much reporting in North Carolina, Corey?
36.
Oh, so we
Okay.
got one. Okay.
Both Dakotas go to Trump. Nebraska goes to Trump. So according to AP, Louisiana to Trump.
Yeah.
New York to
Nope.
Kamala. 120 to
No
99.
surprises.
Nope.
Okay.
No surprises yet.
Yeah, I got 1.1 million to Trump in North Carolina, according to CNN, and 1 million to Kamala. It's looking like Trump's going to take North Carolina, but if Kamala takes it,
Wyoming
woo,
to
that's
Trump.
trouble. That's a surprise.
Georgia right now, 66% in. She is at, oh, God, they already moved on from it. He had
Oh,
a
shit.
50% lead, though. Yeah, there's North Carolina, 1.177 to 1.071.
But Georgia, again, depends on what's reporting, how much of Atlanta has reported.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Trump's got a nice lead in Georgia right now, but that may dwindle as the night goes on.
She's still running a good total in Pennsylvania,
Hell no,
though.
not 10 degrees.
I can't believe they haven't called New Hampshire.
The human hemorrhoid, Ted Cruz, is still holding on in Texas.
Is he how much is it close or is he I haven't seen it.
He won to 48, but
All right.
Oh, who was that one? Osborne.
He'll probably
What
win.
state was that? Dan Osborne, Nebraska.
that one I don't know much about Nebraska. Alyssa Slotkin here.
He's winning. He's beating the Republican incumbent, Deb Fisher. He's an independent. 29% reporting. He's beating her by
I see it right here,
43,000
yeah.
votes.
Is he an
He's
independent?
just, yeah.
Yeah, he's
So
an
his
independent.
little
Oh,
backstory.
yeah, I see that right here. Yeah, holy smokes.
Yeah, his little backstory is he worked in some factory. He got it to organize and unionize, and he became the union leader, and they fired him. So he just decided to run for office.
Wow.
But when he talks like we are on this show. He's like, yeah,
Yo,
no,
check out New Mexico. Check out New Mexico. 20% of the vote to Donald Trump, 20% of the vote to Chase Oliver. Both have 7%.
Oh! Honestly, I know a handful of people from New Mexico. There are a shit ton of libertarians there. I am surprised to hear that, though. That's crazy.
20% to the Liberal Party USA.
That's pretty wild out there. This is the first.
Isn't that where Gary Johnson was from? Arizona.
I don't remember, honestly.
Chase Oliver has more votes in New Mexico than he does in the entire country.
Yeah. No, New Mexico.
I don't like him as a libertarian candidate, but like, let's go Chase Oliver.
Gary Johnson, was he New Mexico? That's what I meant to say.
I don't know.
Are you guys shocked that Trump has not come on yet and declared himself the winner?
I mean, has anybody checked Truth Social in the last hour?
No.
Nobody checked.
Oh yeah, he was Gary Johnson was the governor of New Mexico.
That's what it was. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of libertarians in New Mexico. New Mexico and New Hampshire. A lot of libertarians. Let's go. Let's get 5%. I would love to see the libertarians get 5% and fucking get on the debate stage next time. Honestly, like there's no reason not to root for that. Even though I don't like Chase Oliver.
Oh, just because they'll be conducive to the argument. Like when them two are arguing about something, just a third perspective going, yeah, but what about this? And make those people like just think, you know? I don't know. I like that idea.
Chase Oliver sucks as a libertarian because he was pro COVID mandates. He's also like weirdly pro trans and kids. So it's
one. Kansas still 51.9 Harris to 46.7 Trump with 29% in.
The writing was on the wall when they did their abortion vote.
How much of that is Topeka?
Well,
I have no idea. They didn't show a map yet.
I don't know if that's true, Bella, because look at the abortion in Florida vote right now. And Florida's got almost 1.5 million votes for Donald over Kamala.
Yeah. It is crazy. It is crazy, though, how quickly...
91% yes.
It is crazy, though, how quickly Florida went blood red. Because it was a relatively purple state not that long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you're obviously getting a lot of the blue vote in Miami-Dade and Broward counties in Florida, but you know, it was. Well, I mean, remember, 2000 Florida, like that was the state that everybody was waiting to. You know, that was the state that Gore challenged. It was a purple state.
I was listening to thing this week where Steve Kornacki was talking about Florida. They were running through all the battles, you know, battleground states, who's going to win, what, when, and blah, blah, blah. And Florida is actually in the entire country now one of the fastest and most efficient places now. They have all their stuff quick, all their stuff easy. It comes in quick, and it's very accurate. So,
well,
in the last 4 years, they have come a long way.
They have, but it was purple like yesterday, and now it's just blood red. Like
I don't know.
DeSantis's first.
We're overestimating Florida.
Well, DeSantis's first election, it was tight. He barely won, and then his last election, he fucking won in a landslide. Who is he? I think he was going up against Charlie Crist. I mean, not a great candidate by the Democrats, to be honest, but still, like, he won by like 20 points.
NBC News projects the Florida abortion amendment will be rejected.
Yeah, it just was 43% no. It was at 57%.
Yeah, all those seniors don't like killing babies, apparently.
They're like,
I guess
I can't
not.
have a baby. Everyone else has to.
Honestly, well, and that just speaks to my Florida going blood red thing. Like, and I'm honestly surprised to hear that, because I honestly expected Florida to go with the nation, and the nation is 93% of Americans support abortion in some form. with
now
some
we're
of them.
talking North Carolina again. It's looking like Trump.
Yep.
2 early to call. 41% in, but it looks like all the big counties. I mean, there's still one west of Charlotte.
I do believe. Oh nope, CNN has not called it yet, but they do have it red. They do have it red on the map.
Oh yeah, he's going through county by county right now, and it's looking like it's probably going to go red.
Not crazy. Something I think we expected.
Yeah, that one was a total coin flip.
10% in. Wayne County is still red. Flint,
But,
whatever. Genesee County is red too, which makes sense. It's just Flint.
Yeah, you gotta wait for those Flint votes to come in. You gotta wait for those Detroit votes to come in.
Grand Rapids is blue.
Dude, this is going exactly as we expected. It's fucking tight as hell. There's
so
no
far, the biggest key states have not been called. So
Delaware goes to Kamala, according to CNN.
if I had to take a whack at it, I'd say Georgia goes red, North Carolina goes red, and I would guess Pennsylvania goes blue.
Yeah, it's not looking too good in Pennsylvania.
Well, Trump doesn't have to have Pennsylvania if he gets North Carolina and Georgia, but he does have to get, if Pennsylvania goes blue,
yeah,
he has to get Michigan and Wisconsin. He's got
to get in the blue wall, which I personally think, yeah, North Carolina's going to go red, and I think Georgia's going to go red. Looking at it right now.
Michigan, Kamala's way up, which is good for her, because I don't think a lot of Detroit has been counted yet.
I think the blue wall will hold, and will hold very well. But then it comes to what? Arizona and Nevada?
Well, I think as we predicted, or we didn't predict this, but as pretty much every pundit has predicted, this whole election is going to come down to fucking Pennsylvania, dude. Like this whole thing, it's all going to be where Pennsylvania goes
again, which I think Harris will carry.
And I've been wrong to this point.
I truly too much.
I truly thought Michigan was going to go to Trump. I really did think Trump was going to win Michigan. It's not looking good for him right now.
Only 10%.
But the big stuff is already being called right now, Flint and Wayne County.
So. Well, and how much of Detroit has been called? And as we sit here right now, Kamala's up so big in Michigan, and Wayne County is currently red.
Yeah,
so it's
wild,
like that's not good for Donald Trump.
And it's only it's 30,000 votes. Is that up that big? I know the percentage is off.
Most of the votes that have come out of Michigan have come from Oakland County.
Okay, and Oakland County is traditionally blue.
Oh yeah, very much so.
So that's, I mean, like Dan said, I mean, it's nothing surprising, nothing crazy going on. It's exactly what you expect. I'm interested to see when they count all the northern counties and mid-Michigan counties.
Yeah, but the rural never counteracts the urban.
No.
Not in Michigan.
Well, Wisconsin just turned red on my screen.
Wisconsin's on the board.
CNN
red on my screen.
CNN still has it gray, so it has not been counted yet.
MSNBC has not talked about it yet, not at all. Right now, Kornacki is going through North Carolina and Virginia in a heavy detail right now.
After a 3-hour walk this afternoon.
Jesus Christ.
This is
Corey.
wild.
Corey, do we even need to release this as an episode?
I don't think so. I was thinking about that too. Like right before you said that, I'm like, who's gonna want to listen to us talk about the results after they're already in?
You know what you can do? You can edit. You can edit it down. You can edit it down to the fun stuff we talked about, but that's up to you.
You could edit this down to about 3.5 minutes.
When we talked about flip flopping, when we talked about the boarded up Capitol.
Okay, so right now they're talking about Asheville, North Carolina, where Harris is murdering it, but only 55% in right now. So,
There we
North
go.
Carolina might be a nail biter. I don't know about that one.
AP just
I think-
called Texas to Trump.
Yeah,
Yep.
Texas
they're-
has been called. Yeah.
They're way behind.
AP sucks. You guys are the good ones.
You're the one that volunteered to take the AP.
Oh, I'm going
Yeah.
off AP on my electoral map on the screen.
You motherfucker! I thought you were watching Fox News.
I have Fox News right
Well,
here.
I'm actually going off MySpace. So
As well. I'm watching Al Jazeera.
yeah, watching Vine.
Wisconsin is looking good for Trump early.
That'll change.
Green Bay,
Yeah,
a lot of Green Bay has been tallied, and it's going Trump, which I don't think should be a huge surprise.
You ever been to Green Bay?
I have been to Green Bay.
Right now.
It's like Sterling Heights like size. There's like nothing.
And there's a giant football stadium. I tell people this all the time when you're cruising up the highway, right? Because me and my buddies used to do a baseball trip where we would like go see the baseball stadiums. And we spent one year we went to Milwaukee, and we're looking for something to do one day. We're like, fuck it, let's take the road trip up to Green Bay and just check out Lambeau Field in the middle of summer, right? It's a historical place. We like football. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
So we go up there and we're cruising up the highway, and you come around this bend, and it's just like it looks like just like a regular suburb, and there's just a giant football stadium in the middle of it.
Yep. That's what I said.
Really,
man. It looks like Sterling Heights with a giant football stadium in the middle. Because I came from the north side. Because I came across the UP to come down the coast on the Wisconsin side, and I was like, let's stop. Let's stop in Green Bay. Let's get a beer. Like it was mine and my wife's honeymoon, and we were coming up over to it, and I'm like, it doesn't even look fun. We just kept driving. We didn't even stop. We were like,
did you
Green
take
Bay,
the
1 star.
Did you take the Lambeau Field tour? You should have gone and seen Lambeau Field because we
were cutting it close because we had to hop on the ferry to cross Lake Michigan back to Michigan.
It is really neat to be like, there's nothing around, but there's a fucking NFL team here. Like it's just something.
Fox says Ohio's called for Trump.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
No
take a leak.
surprise. Ohio's
leave
another
this to
one
you
that
boys.
went just red really, really fast.
Same with
No
AP.
surprises so far. I'm thinking, by the way, Kornacki is going through Georgia right now. I don't know, man. That Trump's doing a little better than they did in 2020, but so is Harris is holding the line right now.
You guys are gonna hear my urine stream, and I don't care.
I'm gonna mute the mic. Or mute the whole thing, I guess.
Like
Oh.
Nebraska, Trump only has 44% of the vote, and Kamala has 55%.
I've gone mute.
For Nebraska,
Oh.
they're not calling it for Pennsylvania. This is wild.
I'm gonna guess that goes blue or red, Georgia.
Oh.
Okay, we're back.
Going in the podcast.
Jesus Christ.
Strong
Listen.
stream, Dan.
Jesus.
I muted him. this is. We're not here for this toilet bowl of humor.
That's like the Zoolander pee.
Oh man, it's because he's peeing in the pool outside.
That's what you do when you're an Airbnb.
Peeing in
Gwinnett County runs just east of Atlanta. They're only 16% in.
What is it?
It's called
They
Gwinnett
can't
County.
know. I want a good review.
They're only
Evacuation complete.
Hell yeah. Austin Powers.
I still have a whole nother long drink and a whole fifth of bourbon here. Let's go.
Oh my.
I'm on
Minnesota
vacation.
1% in so far.
You 666.
Well-
What does that say?
11% in Wayne County is still red.
The devil's numbers are on Donald Trump.
He's 6.6% in Georgia right now.
He's definitely Hitler.
6. Yep.
In only one county. Kornacki's running through all the counties right outside Atlanta right now.
Like
I don't know.
Hogan in the Senate for Maryland has 69%, boys.
John King is getting a little slurry.
That's how you know that the GOP is winning.
Dan has a theory that John King is just plastered on CNN.
I think he's drunk all the time.
He has bloodshot eyes. So.
I mean, I feel like the drunker he gets, the quicker he navigates that map.
The better he gets, yeah. Oh, yeah. He will not
County,
Georgia right now. Kornacki's got a hard-on for Georgia.
Georgia's important.
Yeah, it's one of the swings.
Well, yeah, but he is like zeroing in everything right now.
Without Pennsylvania, Trump has to have Georgia. He has to have Georgia.
What kind of deodorant does he use? Because he is not sweating a bit. That's what
the air conditioning's turned up real high.
Yeah, Old Spice.
Full body Old Spice.
Kornacki looks like he's on coke, but no one can really tell.
I think that might be why Dana Bash divorced John King. It's got to be that whiskey dick.
You heard me here first on Libservative podcast.
Like she's trying to get intimate, and he's like, "Did you see me work that board?" She's like, "Honey, that was 6 months ago." Yeah, but I did it good, right?
That was 4 years ago.
Georgia's looking county by county. It's going to be a real tight margin. What was Georgia in 2020? Like 10,000 something votes?
Well, we didn't know until like 6 weeks later or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah. They were looking for that 12,000. They were looking for that 12,000 votes.
Find me 12,000 votes.
Find me the votes, Brad. Find me the votes.
That's not the way this works, sir.
Yeah.
Wow, Stewart County is quite small, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All I know is I'm looking at Donald Trump and I'm looking at Kamala Harris on a lot of these big boards. They're showing their faces, and I'm looking at them both, and I'm going, is there any way you can both lose? It's just
there's like a 0.04% chance, according to Nate Silver, that's an electoral tie.
Oh, the old 269.
Oh my God.
Then it goes
that
to
would
the
be so
court,
cool.
though, right?
And then they have to joust.
Yeah.
Well,
and then they ran through the gambit in a American Gladiator style.
I wish that were true, but if it goes to the Supreme Court, Trump wins.
No, I don't think it's
Kamala's got the advantage on the agility over Trump.
Oh, if they were both American Gladiator?
Another projection right now from MSNBC. Rhode Island will go to Kamala Harris.
Honestly, this took forever, but CNN finally called Illinois for Kamala. I thought that was going to be faster.
Mississippi is going to go Trump at 6 electoral votes. And Louisiana, 8 electoral votes for Donald Trump.
Look at how big of a lead I had early in the night. I was up by 100 electoral votes, and I lost because I don't understand how the Electoral College actually works.
A House seat in Delaware goes to Sarah McBride, Democrat.
Harris is winning in Iowa with 9% reporting.
And
wow.
Are you kidding me right now? She's winning in Iowa?
I told you that was a possibility.
Reporting.
I done told your ass.
Trump is going. Yeah, Trump is
like that.
Trump is going to win Iowa, but it is going to be far closer than we thought.
Has anybody checked on True Social yet?
Oh no.
No. Why don't we have? We do have, Corey. We do have a Truth Social account, don't we?
Oh yeah, we do.
We never looked at it. We never look at it, but we have one.
I'm curious what Trump is posting on True Social.
25 minutes ago, he said, Nevada, 1 more hour. Polls are open until 7 p.m. local. If you're in line by the cutoff, they must let you vote. Go now and stay in line.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's just a candidate trying to get out the vote. I dig that. That's nothing wrong with that.
In Montana, he said that in Montana too. Man, fuck this bitch. I am sick. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that.
Nothing wrong with that.
You hear what I said?
Something about this bitch.
Yeah, man, fuck this bitch. I'm beating her ass and winning.
Oh man, that would definitely get a Hitlerian response. Yep.
It's just the same thing to all the states, just telling people to get out the vote.
Nothing wrong with that.
So right now, this is
Bright Eyes in the house. Gotta give Bright Eyes some love.
What's up, Bright Eyes?
What's up, Bright Eyes?
Bright Eyes, this could be you.
I've heard that name a million times, and I've never actually. If you work hard enough, you can look this bad on Libservative.
That's right.
I have
the only reason Ready Player J made it before Bright Eyes is because we already knew him.
That's right.
Yeah, but he's one, he's one of the OGs to our stream.
I will say this is going pretty much exactly how most people expect it to so far.
Yeah, there hasn't been
2 hours in. It's still a toss-up.
So you actually kind of got to give it to the polling and to the news on that one.
That's what I've said forever, right? Because I have friends who are Kamala voters, and I have friends who are Trump voters, and the consensus with each side has been, it shouldn't be that close. It shouldn't be that close. It's like, guys, it's going to be fucking close.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to how many female voters are super serious about abortion and
Cruz.
That's fine.
Called it for.
How many?
It looks like he smelled a fart.
What's going to call this? What's going to call this? Well, so does Tucker Carlson, but that's another conversation. The race is going to come down to how many women get out and vote based on abortion for Kamala, and how much does the minority vote go for Trump? How many Hispanic voters does he get? How many black men does he get? And he actually
Tony Hinchcliffe.
No, and he's well, and he's actually on the back foot as far as that goes, because the white female vote is a hell of a lot bigger of a contingent than is the male Hispanic vote and the male black vote combined,
and more reliable than the male vote in general.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Dude, I was watching one of like the off-brand like Fox channels before like any of the results came in, and somebody referred to Tony Hinchcliffe as, how much is it going to matter that comedian said what he said at MSG? Just refer to him as that comedian.
Michigan right now at 12% in. So far as 53.5% Harris to 44 or 46% Trump.
About 60,000 votes.
Give or take about 60,000 votes.
Yep. I'm looking at it right now, and Wayne County is still red.
It's still red, and Kamala's up.
Yeah.
That's the concern if you're Donald Trump.
It's Michigan's going to go blue.
It's looking that way.
I firmly believe Kamala will hold the blue wall. It just really comes down to North Carolina at that point, in Georgia.
And Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. And, well, that's part of the blue wall. So
yeah. So I mean, I think it's more. I think as we sit here right now, it looks more obvious that Michigan goes blue, certainly, than Pennsylvania.
I forget the exact scenarios. If she were to carry Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, let's say, what are Trump's paths at that point?
I don't think he has one.
California.
Well, I mean, if you were to carry North Carolina and Georgia, and let's say he won Arizona and Nevada,
I still think
we got
Kamala wins.
coming in right now. What do we got? New York, absolutely no surprise, is going to Joe
Biden.
No, Jill Stein.
That's going to
Oh, Jill Stein.
Oh, we lost Bell.
Oh, Bell voted
New
New York.
Mexico is now blue.
New
New
Mexico?
Mexico?
Yeah.
So that's not that surprising because it generally does, but you wonder how much of that has to do with the libertarian vote taking away from Trump. Because libertarians
Well, wait a minute. So now it's saying that
Kornacki's on the
400.
wall right now with Pennsylvania, dude. There is so much fucking blue in all the major areas. I don't see that going red.
Well, that's
Well,
weird.
I don't.
New Mexico
She's
was
running
showing.
people from Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, Philadelphia, Scranton. Like
well, these are
There's
all
only
areas that are expected to go blue.
But
Hey,
man.
Hey, weren't we just talking about New Mexico being 20,000 votes for Chase Oliver?
We
Yeah.
were.
It only says 438 now in New Mexico.
What?
Yeah.
Was it
The
a Democrat
AP.
or Republican back in 2020?
Oh, dude, it's a fix. The fix is in.
No, but it was interesting because you remember it was Chase Oliver and Kamala Harris that each had 20,000 votes, and now it's showing 438 votes for Chase Oliver. Did they do ranked choice or something?
No, not statewide.
Right now in Pennsylvania, in big counties like Lackawanna, Clinton was 50.2, Biden 52, and Harris so far is 53.3.
Bell said his internet just took a shit.
Yeah. Also, the sky is blue. I've listened to this podcast long enough. That's just a guarantee at this point.
This show fucking sucks.
Damn. I'm trying to hold up this audience right now.
There's Bell. Bell's back.
Oh,
we
he's
got him.
back.
Okay, here's a big one right now. Northampton County, mind you, only 26% in. Trump was at 49.1 back in 2020. He's now 41.6.
The fix is in.
A 6-point swing.
It's they're harvesting ballots. The fix is in.
Right now, there's a whole lot of nada going on in Wisconsin. Milwaukee hasn't even checked in yet.
Yeah.
It's red. It's red currently, but yeah, without Milwaukee, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, right now Madison's all blue. Eclair has barely checked in.
Madison's a college town, so that makes sense.
But once Milwaukee clicks in, it's going to go very, very blue.
Virginia is tight, but that's
They expect
generally
Virginia
is.
to go blue, right?
Virginia's going to go blue, yeah.
It usually does. It usually starts red, and then
Yeah.
a lot of like the DC area checks in, and it ends
West
up going blue.
always goes red, and Virginia goes blue.
Virginia is always red early, and then it ends up going blue once the DC area checks in.
So far, though, everything is going to pretty much exactly what the media said, which, again, I have to give them credit for. Because I heard a lot of chatter in the last few days of how the polls were, not necessarily wrong, but they were just fixed, or there's no way mathematically you can get to these certain numbers and all this.
It's because it's fixed. It's all fixed.
Yeah, so they were saying a lot of them because there's a monetary incentive to do these polls that they were been like just off and wrong. They'll pass like 8 years. That if they just go, well, it's really close, they're in a safe zone.
Of course, then you want to get those ratings though too,
Yeah, that
It is close. It was a toss-up. We always knew it was going to be a toss-up. It was a toss-up. We always knew it was going to be a toss-up, but they fixed it. They went in. They had all these ballots. They came out of nowhere in the middle of the night.
I'm actually kind of shocked. What is it right now? Like something? What is it? 8 o'clock? 9 something?
Yeah,
Is it
9:30.
9:30.
Yeah,
9:30 Eastern Standard Time because daylight
Oh.
time's bullshit.
I'm very surprised Trump has not come out and already said something yet.
I'm not.
My
I'm
wife
not.
said at least wait till 10 o'clock for Trump to say something.
No, I think he'll wait till after midnight. I think he's gonna wait until he's down electorally because currently he's still up.
Yeah, then
True.
he's gonna start. What's nice is it's gonna be on Truth Social and it's not gonna be on Twitter, so it's not
Nope.
gonna be as much of a.
I don't know. Him and Elon are boys. It might be.
Might
be on
Twitter. Go back to making rockets, Elon.
He's really good.
You know
at
what?
that.
So here's the thing. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I kind of dig that Elon is on the Trump side because he's gotten a lot of shit in the last couple of weeks for like all of his donations, and it's like when you compare Elon to the multitude of billionaires that love the Democratic establishment, it's a pittance. It's a pittance compared to the Bill Gateses and the George Soroses. Like, I kind of like that there's a billionaire on the Trump side. Like, let's make this fun.
I prefer my billionaire to shut the fuck up.
Right. Jay's pissed he can't. Jay's pissed he can't wear his SpaceX hat anymore.
Oh, I actually lost the fucking thing like a year and a half ago. I love that.
Sure you did.
I like Elon. I think SpaceX is fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
But
You know what's
cool
great?
as well.
I
The
actually
Neuralink thing, Skylink is cool.
I actually love.
I was this close to getting Starlink. I had a deposit and everything on it, but then we found out 5G was in our area off the internet, and Elon himself even said, if you have access to 5G, similar to what you have, Corey,
Yeah.
he's like, just use 5G. It's way better. Like, it's not made for those areas. So
Right.
Not yet.
Yeah, no, he.
You know what's great, Corey? I actually love that Jay leans more on the blue side because we have gotten accused so hard of being like right wingers by so many of the. I shouldn't say so many because there's like 8 people that listen to us, but like 6 of them. Six of them have accused us of being right wingers, and so we have a guy that leans a little bit blue.
Trump said on Truth Social at 4:39 p.m. a lot of talk about massive cheating in Philadelphia.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, yeah, but he's been saying that for a couple weeks.
A couple years.
Well, that's true too. Yeah, a couple years. Massive. Well, but here's the thing. We knew this was coming. We always knew this was coming. We always knew this was coming.
By a whisker, right?
That's part of the game. You got to say you lost.
By a whisker.
A whisker.
God, that's what makes me so upset. I was talking to a buddy. I was talking to a buddy during a. I was talking to a buddy like a month ago during a golf outing, right? And he's not. I actually just met him during this golf outing, and he said he was a Trump supporter, and I said okay. And I had a chat with him, and he told me the reasons why he likes Trump, and they're all the reasons that like I get it. But basically what I told him was I love the idea of what Donald Trump is supposed to represent, but he doesn't actually represent that thing. Like I love the idea of him
to the establishment.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I love what Trump supporters. I love what Trump supporters think he represents, but he doesn't actually represent that. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but it was
He's just a conservative populist.
It was an excellent conversation.
Bullshit maker's mark talking, I think, right there.
You think it's what? Bullshit maker mark? I mean, dude, I wish that was the case. But no, like those like the conversations that I have with Trump supporters, like often I get often I get like the ridiculousness, right? Like the Trump sycophants, the people that just love Donald Trump because he's Donald Trump. Like, you're not going to have a conversation with those people. But then there are people that are voting for Donald Trump, and they tell me why, and I go, okay. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I don't think I disagree, but I like the idea of why you're casting that vote. The problem is the idea of why you're casting that vote is completely misguided, because this guy is still going to fund Israel. This guy is still going to spend and spend and spend. And I'm coming at this from a libertarian's perspective. This guy is still gonna this guy is still going to spend and spend and spend and spend. He's still sort of a part of what we might call the uniparty.
He's going to expand the government. Yeah. He's going to do all the
coming in
things
right now. MSNBC. Illinois is going to Kamala Harris.
Yep.
19 electoral votes.
Here's my surprise face.
That's where she was with her mother.
Her mama
just
loved
the middle class family.
Getting her carry out from local businesses.
So unbelievably
Look at me, I'm just
likable.
a normal person.
Here's
99 to 178.
So
here's me.
Hey, Trump worked at McDonald's.
Did he?
He was in a garbage truck.
For longer than Kamala did, by the way.
Did he open the door?
He worked there,
dude.
As she worked the corner, he insinuates.
I've worked at Kroger more than Trump has worked at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Me too, because I sell food and I'm in like 6 Krogers a week.
I'm still waiting on my Kroger back paycheck for all those.
If you watch the video,
McDonald's.
If you watch the video of like him working McDonald's, like if I was a manager, he'd have been fired like the first day. He's just like throwing salt over his shoulder, and he's like, "Oh hey," and he's just talking to everyone, and like you just hear the background of like the minute timer for like an order supposed to be done. It's just going beep beep.
Dude, you know what's funny is like we make fun of it, as you should, because it should absolutely be made fun of. However, it's so interesting that Trump goes, well, she didn't actually work at McDonald's. I'm going to work at McDonald's for longer than she did. There's just something about that is so brilliant.
and then
I'm going to work there for 38 minutes.
and then Biden makes that gaffe of calling Trump supporters garbage. So he goes and just slabs around in a garbage truck on a tarmac. Like, what the fuck? He's wearing the goofy ass vest.
Dude, I mean,
I know that dress like fucking garbage bags.
I'm just going to say this. Trump needs better people around him when he wore that orange vest.
Yeah, because it matched his skin too thoroughly.
Did you see John Oliver talking about it on Sunday night?
No, I gave up on that show a little bit.
Shows the picture of him wearing the white button-up dress shirt, the orange high-vis vest, and then the orange makeup. And John Oliver goes, "We did not edit this photo. That is actually what it looked like." And he has like white around his lips, because it's Trump, Like, yeah, it's just like, man, you need better people around you for these publicity photos.
Honestly, man, that's why I've said I know I've actually said this for a couple of months. I don't think I've actually said it on the show, but I'll say it tonight because it's an election show. There, in a weird way, if you are an establishment Democrat, there is a side of you that should want Trump to win this election because of the ass he is going to make out of himself trying to be different from what he was during his first term.
The guy is just a walking meme, honestly.
At the end of the day, whoever wins this election, America is going to be the same for the next 4 years. There isn't going to be a difference if Kamala wins or if Trump wins, other than on the margins. And Trump winning is almost a way.
Right there. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you found that, pal.
There it is.
Yeah, John Oliver.
Yeah.
not edit this photo. That was the.
His mouth looks like a
damn.
butthole.
It looks like a glory hole in a New York bathroom.
God damn.
and
A bleached butthole, as my wife so eloquently put it.
the other thing
I have
about
a
Trump,
bleached asshole.
the other thing about Trump winning is it's going to show the fuck you voters, which I understand. I understand why they're like, there's like a fuck you vote against Kamala, where they got it wrong. I got a really good friend he's not a Trump supporter in any way, but he voted for Donald Trump. He's typically voted blue his entire life, but he's on that like fuck the establishment train, which I understand. But I almost want Trump to win so that people like him understand what, like, where you're getting it wrong.
Because it's just not going to be better when Trump
Yeah, like
is in.
does that make sense? It's I know it sounds strange, and nobody wants Trump as president, but there's like a weird side where it's like, God damn it.
I kind of like I understand that too, because I sometimes think kind of that too, because like if Trump wins again, the Democrats have to do some serious soul searching.
But they won't. That's the problem, and we're going to see that.
And
They'll
they're
put
going to
Harris.
have to offer better candidates than a Biden or a Harris.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem with what you just said.
Cheney's.
Here's the problem with what you just said, Corey. All they're going to do is blame racism and sexism.
Yep.
Instead of just like putting forth a good candidate. And if Trump wins, or Trump loses, I should say, he's going to say it was stolen.
Yeah.
So
Ohio
which
just now got called by MSNBC for Trump. So
which one of those two scenarios is better? I don't know that there is an answer to that question.
Was Tennessee just called in Fox?
Tennessee's been called.
A hot minute ago. Right now, it's about a 185 to 80 something electoral. So
14% in, and Wayne County is still red.
but Kamala's up on the votes.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not. I should say that's not good for Trump.
Yeah.
Man, I really thought Trump was going to win Michigan, but it's not looking good for him.
Once all the brothers died strip clubs, Wayne County's going to go blue real quick.
Don't count them out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like
Once
that's the thing.
strip
Like
clubs close.
you would imagine
Once
you would
Mizuki shut down, it's, you know.
and Trump's. No relation. No relation.
Oh, that's right. There is a Trump's.
Yeah.
Strip club.
Get
Yeah, once
Trump's
Trump
with two
shuts down,
Catch up.
all the Trump's patrons are going to vote for Harris.
They're gonna vote. They're gonna vote late. This is the polls have been closed. Where are these ballots coming from?
Nevada closes at 10 p.m., which.
Oh, you guys want to hear some bullshit? Remember me saying how like
I love
got
bullshit.
that text saying that that my voting spot was supposed to have a DJ, like a DJ spinning. Like it said in Sterling Heights, all the polls are gonna have a DJ spinning so you could rock the vote. I fucking got there and it was some guy sitting in the back of a Suburban and he just had music playing loud.
Thanks, Kamala.
Was there? Yeah. Was there like?
There
was
goes
there
my
like
vote for you.
Was there like a loose quarter panel in the back right side where it made it like vibrate?
Hey, you know what the best
That's
part
how you
about
know you
this
got a
is?
good system.
Oh, it sounded like good quality. It was like a Cadillac, but like there was like not a DJ. It was someone just playing music out of the back of their car.
The best
And I
part
don't even
is-
know if he was supposed to be the DJ because it looked like he had pamphlets he was passing out. But I didn't want to deal with any of them, so I parked way in the back, and then just like split between them, where I had like 40 feet on each side of me. The people tried to pass shit out, and I just like kept my face straight forward and just walked in and did my shit and walked out.
He
What do you
probably
got, Bill?
wasn't the DJ because I
Oh,
vote in
another
the same- I
election
vote in the
alert.
same district
Here we
as you.
go.
I vote in the same
Pennsylvania.
district as you,
They're
he wasn't even
saying
there.
too close to call still. Well, that's not really an alert. That was at MSNBC.
He
What
wasn't
do
even
you
there.
what do you got for us, Bell?
I said I vote in the same district as Corey, and he wasn't even there.
Who?
The guy's
The
battery
DJ.
ran out on his Bluetooth.
The DJ.
Oh, he wasn't there.
No.
When did you go?
Like 5 o'clock.
Oh, you already left.
Is
Packed
Andy
up.
still here?
I doubt it.
Fucker. He went out to play disc golf in the dark.
Glow golf.
Probably.
I finally, you guys don't care, but I'm drunk, so I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
I went and played golf in Florida, like ball golf in Florida for the first time yesterday. I don't know if you guys like to watch golf on TV, but I do, and maybe some of our listeners do. But every time the PGA comes to Florida, like early season, like the announcers always get on there and they get really hard about the grass. They're always like that Bermuda grass is so hard to hit the ball out of. It just gets your club just gets snarled in the grass. Dude, it fucking does, man. This grass down here, it's like it grows like a vine in the soil. So like you hit the ball and it just grabs your golf club. Nobody cares, but I wanted to say it anyway because I'm way drunk.
Sounds like you just fucking golf.
It's a different game down here, man. I love golf.
Is it kudzu vine? Is that what that is?
I don't know, man. I love golf, but it is a different game down here. I still shot pretty well. I hit the ball pretty good. I shot an 85.
An 85?
An 85 par is 72. I played good, but god damn it, that Bermuda grass is no joke.
It snarls the ball.
Is that the same grass at Mar-a-Lago?
Probably. I would imagine so. You got to have a hardy grass down here in Florida. It's nasty.
They play on human leather.
You see any gators?
I didn't. I was looking. There was a bunch of signs.
I have an update on Rachel Maddow's hair. It's gone more black.
Okay, so she's getting
commercial break.
She's getting more comfortable.
She's getting more confident and more comfortable. Jen Psaki has got more wrinkles. But
I find Jen Psaki like, I will say this: I've always been into redheads. I find Jen Psaki oddly attractive.
I don't know.
I can't stand her. I think she's a terrible human being. But
AP calls Missouri for Trump. 188.
That's just most redheads.
Wait, what one was that?
I think she looks like a fairly normal person,
Missouri.
but projection coming in.
Missouri to Trump.
Dun, 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 dun.
Missouri?
Kansas going to Donald Trump.
Kansas? They called Kansas?
They did. They just did. Yep.
Oh, wow.
AP didn't yet.
It's only 6 electoral votes, but
That's 196 to 99.
So that's 16.
so far 191 to 81.
I won Kansas. I should win this election.
Really?
I did a really good job in Kansas.
How do I have
Jake
99?
Jake Tapper is in with a CNN projection, Louisiana to Donald Trump.
Here's my surprise, please.
I'm Jake Tapper.
Owner of Tapper's Jewelry.
Jake Tapper is a seriously unlikable human being.
He's got a very punchable face.
Yes, he
21%
does.
reporting. Kamala Harris still has 52% of the vote in Iowa.
Wouldn't it be fun? Speaking of punchable faces, tell me it wouldn't be really fun to see like a cage
That's
fight
Des Moines, though.
between Jake Tapper and Sean Hannity.
Oh, I think Hannity would get him on weight alone.
I think Hannity would win that fight, but
Yeah.
I would like to see it.
Could you
Handy's a
plonk
big boy,
their
isn't
heads
he?
Together like a cartoon.
I think he is. You what,
Here's
Bell?
It's even better, Dan.
Plonking their heads together like a cartoon.
I think Sean Hannity and John King.
What kind of sound would that make?
Sean Hannity and John King.
I think they're
Plus-
similar body types.
Plus, as Bell said, their heads clacking together.
It would make like a coconut noise. Imagine that.
Yeah, because they're both empty.
Maybe. Or maybe we've been wrong the whole time and they make like this really loud thud and then they just both have blunt force trauma, go into a coma, wake up completely comatose. Like, you don't know these things.
With Rachel Maddow as the referee.
Could you imagine?
She's like, "Oh, sorry, did my
Anderson
My
Cooper
Oh,
versus
my
Rachel
Lord.
Maddow.
Pennsylvania's getting closer and closer.
You ever watch Pootie Tang?
I did watch Pootie Tang.
Ooh.
Who is Pootie Tang?
Every time I see Rachel Maddow, she reminds me of Wanda Sykes from Pootie Tang. It's terrible, I know, but
The thing that drives me nuts, and Corey and I have talked about this before, Rachel Maddow and Sean Hannity are the same fucking person.
yeah,
I don't know about that one.
There's literally no difference. The only difference is that one went left and one went right. And I'm actually more disappointed in Rachel Maddow because she's actually
Hate Inc.
This is Hate Inc. This is, if you've never read this book, it's Jonathan Haidt, right?
No, that's Matt Taibbi.
Matt Taibbi's Hate.
Yeah, Hate Inc. Yeah, I think that's
Matt
Taibbi.
Taibbi's Hate Inc. He talks about this. Sean Hannity and Rachel Maddow are the same fucking person. One went left and one went right. And he's more disappointed, and I agree with him on this. He's more disappointed in Rachel because she's smarter than him. But
She's
they
very
still
smart.
they are the same fucking person on
Just
You
TV.
want to hear
for
my weird CNN conspiracy theory about their people?
Well, Anderson Cooper is they say Project Mockingbird or
dude,
Mockingjay.
what was he calling Anderson Cooper the other week? Donald Trump. What was he calling him?
Allison Cooper.
Bro, that shit was crazy. I was like, this guy does not.
Here's my weird conspiracy about CNN is I think Caitlin Collins is an android. Her
She
facial
is.
expression never changes. Her hair never changes. Her makeup never changes. She looks the exact same in every single broadcast.
Just when the
That's her
camera shut off,
job,
they just
Jay.
power her down.
She's a professional.
You know what? You know what's interesting too? No, speaking. Would you say her name was Allison Collins?
Allison Cooper.
Alice Cooper, Detroit
No.
Rocker.
No, I know who you're talking about, but she is also like weirdly robotic on TV.
That's what Jay's saying. She's an android.
Well, I'm talking Caitlin Collins. She
Caitlin
looks
Collins. Sorry, I got the first name wrong.
remarkably the exact same in every broadcast for like 5+ years. Like the emotion.
Yeah.
She hasn't even changed her
look
clothes.
doesn't change. Nothing changes.
And she's
Oh my
like
God, her?
she looks like she's kind of attractive, but not like blows you away smoking hot.
It looks like to me they open the case and they take out like the Android doll and like press power, and then she just starts.
Yeah, she's just like the run of the mill. As soon as you buy an Android, that's what she looks like.
Like, I would
looks like-
love to see her in her personal life to see what she's actually like, but man,
She's
So you
probably
just
a,
picture her like. Do you remember
dude,
when you were?
she's probably a fucking freak in the saddle.
She looks like a lady. She looks like the main character of a lady soldier movie.
Like you guys are just picturing her like we did when we were kids about our teachers. Like they just when school was over, they just sat at their desk all night. Like we didn't picture our teachers having a life outside of being a teacher.
like,
Like, if you ran into them outside of school, it was like, oh wow, you grocery shop? Like
she just like sits there all night for the lights to come back on in the morning. That's what I think. Like they get like the little dolly out at CNN and they dolly her up and like put her in the closet and then take her back out in the morning. Like,
That's
I don't know, man.
really that's
great looking.
that's really good because she's like pretty enough to like you'd hit on her at the bar, but she's not so
after a
hot.
shit ton of Maker's Mark.
Oh, I've got
No,
my own personal news crush, Haley Jackson.
you like Haley Jackson? I was always an Erin Burnett fan, but she's gotten a little old.
I had a new one tonight. I saw her on Fox News. I was like, whoa.
Man.
It's Alexandria Hoff.
Take her easy.
Do you guys know who Alexandria Hoff is?
Don't care.
No.
Yeah, don't give a shit.
I mean, no. No, to be fair, and this is still a good one. I was always a huge, like, I don't agree with her politically, but a huge Megyn Kelly fan. Come on.
Oh, let's not beat around the bush. No, she is fucking.
And she's still a smoke show.
Oh yeah, not even close. Yeah,
And she's got to be in her mid-50s.
and looking just fine.
Fantastic. And she
Like a
doesn't
fine
like
wine.
and she doesn't like transing kids, so I'm good with her on that one. But she's
Well,
way
we're-
too obsessed.
we're
She's way
learning
too
more-
obsessed with it.
Don't like that either. So we got a minute until the polls close at 10 p.m. boys.
Oh,
So let's just keep her going. We're only an hour and 50 in.
Isn't that scary? We're like that's wild.
Don't you now you know how Joe Rogan's podcasts go so fucking long? Like it doesn't feel like we've been doing this for 2 hours.
I don't got 3 fucking hours to dedicate to that.
Oh well, that's a shame. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't listen to every episode. Like I pick and choose.
I've listened to a few specialized ones.
Did you listen to the Trump episode?
Not yet. No, I listened to the Elon
Guys,
one. I like the multiple Elon ones. I listened to what's the Scientology chick from fucking King of
King
Queens?
of Queens?
Oh,
Yeah, that's that one.
Leah Remini.
Yeah, that was a fascinating one because man, she really let loose on Scientology on that one.
I'm going to tell you right now, and Corey will agree with this. The JD Vance episode was good,
Mhm.
very
Yeah,
good.
This was like in the past few days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty personable. It was interesting.
He's
They
a
were just
likable.
bullshitting. Yeah, they were just bullshitting about their kids and how like his kid swears because he has a foul mouth.
Did you
His kid
did
must
you
say swears
did
and
you
stuff.
Both going
Did-
Trump.
did you ever read or watch Hillbilly Elegy?
I haven't.
The movie? I didn't read. I didn't read the book, but the movie was good.
Georgia looks like it's going Trump at this point, but
Montana, Utah, both going Trump.
yep.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
No surprises yet. No surprises.
Still
yet.
no surprises.
Oregon, red right
And
now.
by the way, CNN, Pennsylvania in a deadlock.
Whoa,
49
Pennsylvania turned red.
49.8 Kamala, 49.2 Trump in
Where?
Pennsylvania
Pennsylvania.
as of right now.
It's red.
Yeah.
Not according to CNN. Not according to CNN. It's
AP
still
has
blue,
it
but
red.
barely.
Red.
Wait, what was your
49.6
numbers?
Trump, 49.5 Harris.
They're not even talking about Pennsylvania right now on MSNBC.
Wisconsin. Well, I wonder why. But Wisconsin is
red.
also a deadlock. Wisconsin's a deadlock.
Oh my god.
Wow, those polls might have actually been right, dude.
It's
Oh
getting
my
tight.
God.
It's getting
And-
wild. Right?
Crazy.
Trump's going to win North Carolina.
Bro, if he wins Pennsylvania, it's a wrap.
If you, yeah.
It's not a wrap. It's not a wrap. But
Pennsylvania,
but-
Georgia.
Kamala has to carry Michigan and Wisconsin
Well,
in
if
that
California-
scenario.
Tightening up.
California is her gimme.
But if she loses,
California, Oregon,
North
Washington,
Carolina,
she's got all
and
those. She
Georgia,
probably has Nevada.
if she loses North Carolina and Georgia and Pennsylvania,
Oregon's
it's
reporting
gonna be
1%,
over.
and it's Donald Trump.
Our people already know who
Oh,
I'm
that'll-
rooting for.
Yeah, that'll go blue.
Yeah, Oregon's going to go blue. Washington will go blue. Idaho will go red.
All right,
Nevada
let's
will go
get into
blue.
it. We're getting into the nitty gritty. It's 10:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't have to say who you voted for, but who's everybody rooting for? Who do you want to see win this thing?
Now that it's between the two,
I want to see
Corey?
us win. None of us are
What
going
do
to
you
win.
think? Chase Oliver has a chance?
Yeah, no.
Chase
I'm saying
Oliver doesn't.
I'm saying of the two that has a chance to win this thing, you didn't have to vote for him. You don't have to like him. If you have to pick between these two, who you rooting for? I think I know Corey's answer, and I know my answer. I think I know Jay's. I think I know Jay's answer, but I don't know if I know Bell's answer. I'm gonna say Jay's rooting Kamala.
I voted for Kamala. I'll say it right now. So
Corey's rooting Trump.
If
Bell,
only
I don't
because
know.
of the geopolitical aspect. Like,
All
I
right.
don't.
You don't have to
it.
defend it. You don't
I
have
don't
to. You don't have to get
trust
I'm in
defensive.
the same boat as Corey.
No, because it fucking sucks, dude. Like, I'm not happy
I
about
voted
it.
Libertarian.
But I did vote Libertarian.
I didn't vote for anybody. I am rooting for Trump to win this election.
I can't believe it's coming out of my mouth. The guy is such a piece of shit.
I don't like him either,
But
but I got my reasons for rooting for him.
yeah,
So we
I
got-
don't
we got-
like the tariffs idea, but it probably ain't gonna happen. I don't like the fact that he's, basically we know he's at least a
God,
sexual assaulter.
No, so those assholes that called us right wingers were right. We really are right wingers.
No, if we were really right wingers, we would have actually bit the bullet and
No,
voted for him,
that's
but
true.
Fuck that.
N-
No, I would not.
Bell-
I would never ever vote for him.
Bell, you didn't vote for him either, right?
Who? Trump?
Yeah.
No, I voted for Chase Oliver.
Okay, good. None of us actually voted for him, but we're rooting for him. Jay actually voted for Kamala, so
Right,
maybe
but
he's
like
the
down
winner
ballot, it was the two girl judges. It was Slotkins for our senator.
here. I
Like,
voted
Mike
for the Libertarian. I voted for the Libertarian in that
Mrs.
race.
Libertarian.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that he didn't have a chance, and I knew that my vote might actually matter in that one, and because that's also why I just decided to whatever with my
Montana's
vote.
about to
For
elect
anybody outside of Michigan, our Senate race between Mike Rogers and Alyssa Slotkin is an utter shit show.
Yeah.
Because Alyssa Slotkin is the most wormy piece of shit Democrat you could ever want. And Mike Rogers is the most wormy piece of shit Republican you could ever want.
Yeah, she
So-
worked for the CIA. There's something sketchy about that, but her
Yeah,
little
she's
domestic
awful.
policies of what she's trying to do and what she has done. It's like, all right, I'd rather have that than
Did you vote
Mike
for her?
Rogers. Yeah, I voted for her.
Oh, you
Uh,
didn't vote for the Libertarian? I'm ashamed of you.
I did.
No, I
I
voted for
forget-
her.
I forget what
Well,
I told
because I
Corey.
didn't want Mike Rogers. Mike Rogers, if you look at his voting record, it's fucking shitty. And like one of the biggest ones that stuck out to me is he voted yes on a bill that the CIA can sell the data it collects on U.S. citizens to private entities. Fuck you.
You don't think Alyssa Slotkin would have voted yes on that herself?
I think she voted no on it.
All right. Well, good for her. She looks
I
like
forget-
Miss Piglet. She looks like
I
Miss
forget
Piggy.
what
I don't like.
I told Corey today, but I believe, or the other day, but I believe I voted 60% Dem, 30 Republican, and 10% Independent on my ballot.
So you're like that's why we like to have you on the show. You're a split ticket guy.
I didn't
Yeah.
go all the way down. I honestly never have.
I
So-
voted for
Yeah,
three
okay,
Democrats.
so let's do that. Let's do that split. What would you say yours was? Because I would say mine was probably like a 30-60 10, same thing. I voted Libertarian on, I think, our rep. I voted Libertarian for rep.
Did you vote on our millages? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I voted yes for the Sterling Heights one, just because I use the parks all the damn time. Yeah, I know. I don't pay
agree.
property tax, so it's like, all right.
You
Yeah, fuck you,
fucker.
buddy. Fuck you.
I was like, yeah, this doesn't affect me. It's only positive.
No. Fuck you. Pay extra.
Oh, but no, but the
$6 a
county
year for
commissioner one I
911.
voted yes on because that's decentralizing the state, decentralizing the federal government. They want to
That's
create a
very-
commission.
Charge
It's
everybody
very
$6
libertarian
a
of you,
year.
Corey.
Yeah,
We
they
had
wanted to
some pretty
create.
boring millage things up here. So
What'd you say?
we had some pretty boring millage things up here. It was
Yep.
something for the Clarkston City Council to keep it a village rather than expanding to corporate interests. I voted no on that one to keep to basically keep Clarkston nice and quiet. Like the whole thing, the way it was worded, if you voted yes, you wanted corporate interests to come into the village of Clarkston.
It's
But
a-
everyone
it's a-
around here, when you walk the fucking dog around here, it says vote no on it, and I voted no on that one.
Yeah, they don't want a Walmart coming in destroying your whole main street.
Yeah, so that one passed. I think the other one was like something about the Clarkson schools or whatever. So
And you were like, "Fuck that."
I was like, fuck them kids.
Yeah, like I ain't got no kids.
I got a dog and a problem. That's about it. No, drinking is. Well, at this rate, it's completely up in the air. So
40% reporting Donald Trump.
1% reporting in Oregon. It's 71%.
what do you guys actually call this?
Corey, we're getting down to it here. Corey, the
Colorado
question
goes
is,
to Kamala
are
Harris.
you going to piece together an episode out of this?
I can
No.
try.
The answer is no.
Yeah.
I can try.
I have an essay to write during my English class.
I'm thinking about when you guys sign off, it's going to be like the band on Titanic.
Pretty much.
I'm so pissed that it came down to this. You know, the Democrats should have held a fucking primary. They had time. They could have made it happen. It gets Trump's winning because the Democrats let themselves lose. They held on to Biden for so goddamn long when they all fucking knew that guy was his brain was
going to Kamala.
Like that's what I think is the most frustrating me about
Arizona's
this,
pretty deadlock right now.
67 Corvette.
AP.
My 67.
Is that
Like-
Joe Biden?
Bo Jordan.
And that goddamn Bo Jordan.
According to the AP in Arizona, Donald Trump's only ahead by 40 votes.
40 votes, Bo? Wow. Well, boys, it's completely up in the air at this point. So
Like we're in the same spot we were fucking 3 hours ago.
Same spot we were 2 fucking hours and 1 minute ago.
The sun's coming up here.
States.
Crazy.
It looks like Trump's probably going to get it, but it all comes down to the battlegrounds.
Man, our Florida correspondent, what's it looking like down there?
Ain't found shit.
All right, we can roll out. Corey, tell the people where they can find us. We don't know where we're going to be tomorrow. We're either going to be in a socialist hellhole or we're going to be
In a hellhole.
we're going to be in a Christian nationalist hellhole. Either way, it
Obama's
was
gonna
good.
win a term.
Obama's going to win a third term. No, Biden's going to win a second term, and Obama's going to be his VP.
You sounding like Biden right
The
now.
Biden. Old Bo
Bo
Jordan.
Jordan.
This was fun. I'm hammered. I'm going to go jump in this pool.
That's smart.
Corey,
I'm
tell
gonna
the people
put it on my
tell the
wall.
people where they can find us.
In hell.
Yeah, that's about right.
Libserative Podcast is found on all social media and podcast platforms. We can be found on all social media it's loading right now. You can do it from memory, but I can't. I have to read the script. So now I'm pulling a Kamala and I'm just filling.
Hold on. Start over.
These idiots on cable news.
I'm speaking.
It's loading. Yeah. Mr. President, I'm speaking.
Well, it's been a pleasure being on, boys. So.
It's loading still. Let's Start a Podcast is found on all social media
Jesus.
podcast platforms. Our website is libservative.com. We can be found at Libservative on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Instagram and Twitter at LibServativePod. Our TikTok videos can be found at Libservative Podcast, and you can reach out directly at libservativepod@gmail.com. Subscribe today. I think I sent Jay the link to the StreamYard from our Libservative marketing email. I'm like, I don't want him having our personal email.
And until next time, he's been Corey Walsh.
He's Dad Griffin.
It's been Conservative. Until next time, we
And
are.
Old Top.
Hey!
About Old Top, you son of a bitch.
Fuck him.
Adios, fellas.